The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young.
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season. And now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past. And tonight, we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the first time AFC champion Houston Texans taking on the NFC champions. Wild card loss.
Super Bowls, what have they hosted? 3 has ever played in the big game. Representing in the Super Bowl. They've been good recently. Now they got over the top, have a chance to take home the Lombardi Trophy.
Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they are back again in the big game. It's their 4th appearance, but all coming since the year 2000, Charles.
They've been in it 3 times total, right? Lost 2 prior, right? Lost once in Detroit to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember, Mike Holmgren was the head coach of that team. And then they lost that heartbreaker to the New England Patriots when Russell Wilson was picked off. But the win, oh, it was magnificent. That was back in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area, Super Bowl 48. And remember, they just rolled over the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning in that one. They'd like to have that kind of performance again in this one.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Switch. Check 24. Check 24. Check.
Now it's Watson. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for Watson, being chased out left. And that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Check safety. 36. Shift. Tighten up.
On 2nd and 10, Watson buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now it's Dorsett. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This is Carson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Hey, check. 3 down. Alert 3.
On 3rd down, it's Carson.
Let's go.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. We're scoreless after 1.
Let's go.
Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Dorsett, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now Dorsett, and he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Carson. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Watson dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box, whether you just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down.
Go, 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 go. 56. 56 is the mark. Alert. Shoot.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll try the left side with Dorsett. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And they hand it off to Dorsett. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Wilson throwing quickly out to Lockett. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
One left. Four down.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. On 2nd and 12, Wilson. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On the give, this is Dorsett. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Myers able to knock it through. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. With a never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Check the backer, check the backer. Alert flare, alert flare. Alert.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. A first down carry now for Miller. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
You got tight right there. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Alert, alert.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Here's Watson. Steps away to his left. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. They were looking for Johnson that time. Going to give this time to the tailback. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, 0, 0, 0.
Now it's Carson. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will make our score 9-0. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Check 24. Watch 24. Joker. Get him going down. He's coming. What's it?
To throw is Watson, rolling to his left. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's third and short. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch the eye. Hey, alert 3.
Out of the gun, Watson forced out to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever... We're going to get things started. We just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Undercross. Check 24. Hey, check 24. Check your hot read. Deuce. Hey, 55. 56, the mic, boys. 56. 56. And we got to get to the ball.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it'll be Dorsett. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
What? Super King! No!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So a first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. On first down, it's Carson, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a third down. On third down, Bernard, and he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the two-point conversion. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he is out of bounds here on the return.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Watson flush to his right. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Watch QB drop. Check, 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 check. 24. 24.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
21 yards. Texans first down.
On 1st down, it's Watson on the move to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line. Now Watson.
When the spotlight is at its brightest, and let's face it, it's the Super Bowl. Those types of plays come out, don't they?
Absolutely. A big-time catch on the biggest of stages.
Do you think that that one's going to live on? We're going to see this for a long time.
Definitely going to live on forever with him, that's for sure.
No doubt.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the